Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Bridge. We're going to play another match against a robot. No best hand this time. Let's see how the first hand goes. Partner's opening 3 clubs, showing a weak hand with a lot of clubs. I have a weak hand with a lot of spades, so the one thing I can say for sure is we should not be in the auction. Let's let the opponents play 4 hearts, try to beat them with like ace of clubs, club ruff, spade, something else. That's the idea. Not likely to work, but it could. Hey! Ooh! So, partner had 8 clubs to the king 10-9, huh? Well, that's not super useful. Dummy now has 2 club tricks. I wasn't really counting. Did partner have any hearts? Did he have 1? Or I don't think he had even 2, but he might have had 1. I wasn't really paying attention. It sort of no longer really matters. Okay, made 5. Right? Yeah. I think we could have taken another trick somehow. Well, yeah, I think. Because Declare only has 1 dummy entry without losing a trick. In diamonds or spades. And so partner could have won the king of diamonds at some point and put a spade through if I hadn't led a club. Yeah. I have to lead a red suit. Because a spade obviously gives away a trick to the king immediately. A club sets up a club for a spade pitch, but a red suit means Declare has to work on diamonds before he can get rid of clubs, and when he does that, partner will win and give us 2 spades. This hand is a little weird. It's certainly strong enough to overcall, but what you would overcall here is 1 diamond, and I'm not really keen to emphasize these diamonds here. I think I'm going to just let this go and see what happens. I can always, yeah, partner's got something to bid, and it was spades. I'm very happy with spades. So let me just show him I have a good hand with spades. Partner is inviting game, I suppose, and saying he wants help in clubs. Well, I have that. I have a pretty good 2 heart bid, and it includes ace-x of clubs, which is probably a pretty great holding in context. I don't know why partner would emphasize clubs. I might have picked hearts here, but okay. We seem to be in fine shape, right? We're certain, well, I don't know, maybe not super fine. We're certainly losing a diamond. It appears at first glance that we're losing a club, but we may very well be able to pitch the second club on a heart and then ruff a bunch of clubs. How many winners do we have? We have 4 winners outside of the trump suit, and we're never going to get more than 4. Well, I could set up the diamonds, actually, maybe. That's a thought. Instead of trying to ruff a bunch of stuff in my own hand, maybe, or in the south hand, which was me, but I've now moved. Maybe I should be working on roughing diamonds, hoping that the suit is 4-3. Because the south hand has basically only losers in diamonds and trump, so if we view that as like the hand we want to make good, it's not actually that far away. And they're helping with that, so I think that's probably the route I should go with. Ace and then Jack kind of suggests he only has 2. But I think I can just play 1, and if I play a second round of trump, I don't even mind if someone overrusts me because they won't be able to draw trump again, right? Yeah, so East has the queen. He was always getting a trick with it. I do need to make sure that I cash this ace of hearts first, I think. Because East will overruff 1 of my spades. 1 of my diamonds, rather. And if the one that he overroughs is the first one, it's fine. I'll still have another entry to the north hand to cash the Queen of Hearts once I unblock the suit. But if he declines to overruff the first one or can't, then when I try to ruff to get back to this hand to cash the Queen of Hearts, he'll overruff and the Queen of Hearts will wither on the vine. So I think I have to do this first. Alright, so the diamonds aren't splitting. But this is sort of fine. We're just going to lose 2 more tricks, and that's alright. Right, my spades are good. I'm going to lose a diamond, but no big deal. And let's just confirm that indeed it was necessary to cash the Ace of Hearts there. Yeah. If I just ruff a diamond, following up on my plan of like trying to set up the diamonds, I'll go down. So you still have to be careful. What is this, 15 points? Yeah, easy 1 heart, of course. This hand is like not quite good enough, I think, to jump to 3 hearts, but it's kind of 2 hearts is kind of underselling it. So I'm going to bid 2 diamonds and 2 clubs instead, which is like pretty wide ranging, and see what partner does and decide whether I. Oh, okay, so partner's a pretty dreadful hand, and he's glad I didn't bid hearts again. Fair enough. Yuck. This one's a nightmare. We don't have like any tricks anywhere. Seems like we should be trying to cross ruff, right? I'd like to set up a spade or a heart first, but of course if I do that, opponents will figure out what's going on and draw trump probably. This dummy must look very frightening to them. In that, like, well, not frightening, it's a bad dummy, but the clubs represent a big threat when combined with the short hearts, and one that they can easily address. So I'm not eager to let them gain the lead. I guess one problem is that I probably can't ruff that many diamonds to get to the south hand for more heart ruffs. Because the suit is probably not 3-3. So I might consider like leading the King of Spades next. Just to set up another re-entry back. To set up like spade ruffs as entries as well. Suppose I do that and they play 3 rounds of clubs. Am I totally toast? I mean, yeah. Am I totally toast regardless? It kind of seems that way, but maybe I could do pretty well if I get lucky. Right? What if I just like start cross-ruffing and things go well for me? I could maybe scrape together 8 tricks that way. I'm not going to take a lot of trumps, but there's no law that says you got to win trump tricks. You can just ruff with them, right? Alright, diamonds were 3-3, which is pretty great news. Not only does it mean that dummy's diamonds are good, which probably doesn't matter, but it means opponents don't have any diamonds that they can cash once they're done drawing my trumps. I could play a diamond here, but I think this just helps them. It basically gives them a rough slough, so I'm going to work on spades. I wish I didn't have to work on spades. I wish that they would lead spades for me. But playing a diamond is even worse. Oh wow, this is interesting. Yeah, we made it. Amazing. Kind of feels like I got away with something there. And notably, one of the plays that occurred to me, which I didn't mention but probably should have, is what you might try doing at some point is to lead the King of Hearts, and only ruff if West plays the ace, otherwise discard. It's kind of it's the same as a finesse. We've talked about ruffing finesses before. This is just another one of them. But in that way, I might manage to win a heart trick without having to ruff. But it's not like I'm ever going to win 4 heart tricks, right? And I can get 3 ruffs. You can't get 4 heart tricks because only one opponent has 4 hearts. One of them has at most 3 for sure. So even if this works, you get the king and then 2 ruffs, and then they start over ruffing you. So I don't think it actually helps. Really pleased to have gotten away with 90 here. Yeah. So they should have, when they saw what was going on with the spade, I see. West is afraid to lead clubs. He thinks I may have the ace. And the queen, and then he's giving away his king. Okay. Seems like a kind of chicken play because... Oh, no, maybe he was thinking that I might have 3 spades. And then his partner is ruffing this club, this spade. And they can, like, draw trump by leading towards the king. That makes some sense, I guess. Anyway, partner has a weak hand with diamonds. Righty has a strong hand with hearts. I have a pretty reasonable hand. Obviously, I prefer spades, but knowing partner has 6 diamonds, we already have a 9-card fit there, and we don't have a game, so spades are not really that much better. It's easier to outcompete hearts, I guess. We could play spades at the 2 level. But I think that'd be forcing, right? Partner has to bid? Well, I don't know about has to. It doesn't say forcing, but when it's an unlimited, like 16 plus, it's like 16 up to infinity. Partner usually should bid if there's a chance that you have enough to make game, and 16 is already a lot. But I don't really have enough to bid that. I'm just gonna bid a quiet 3 diamonds and see if we can buy it there. We can. Nice. So I have high hopes we can make this. We might have made 4 spades. Still don't think we should bid it, but partner has a quite strong hand for a 2 diamonds, and happens to hold 3 spades as well. This is a suspicious lead. If East has the king, as he likely does for his 2-level overcall, I can play low here and the queen will win, or perhaps even the 10. However, on the off chance East does not have the king, West wins it, and then he's going to return a spade, which his partner will ruff. The ace and then switch, like, screams singleton. And in that case, I could be in a little bit of trouble, maybe? I mean, I guess I'll still make 3. I don't see how I can actually lose by taking this try. But the other king of interest, of course, is the king of diamonds, which East is kind of also odds on to have, but he might not. If he has it, then I don't even need to take this heart finesse. I can just play the ace, ace of clubs, diamond hook, spades pitching all my heart losers. So if I can even guess which red king he has, I can play him for that one. I don't need to find him with both. The thing is, I think that the heart is the more likely one, so I'm gonna play low here. Maybe I'm a sucker. Nope. I guess maybe the most cautious play here would be to not take the diamond finesse. If West has like king X or stiff king, that gives up a trick. East has shown up with exactly the ace of spades, exactly the king jack of hearts. That's 8. He probably has something in clubs, but I guess he doesn't have to. If he had the king of diamonds, that would be 11, and that might be worth it overcalling. Maybe not. So he probably has at least like the jack of clubs. He probably doesn't have the king and queen and jack, or he would have been inclined to lead that instead of trying for a spade ruff. I don't know. I think he's still odds on to hold the king of diamonds. I'll give it a try. Okay. Well, I was leading the queen anyway, right? And then I guess I can decide. This is like, when playing with computers, you can afford to lead the queen and then think about it. But when playing against humans, you generally... I don't know. When it's the queen up to the ace is like probably fine, but I try not to make obvious like thinking go on during the middle of a trick, because that tells opponents very clearly what you're thinking about. If you think before you make a lead, there's a lot of things you could be thinking about, and they haven't really learned very much. Here, they don't really learn... Anyway, I can just claim the rest. They don't really learn much from me leading the queen and then thinking about whether to finesse. So it would probably have been fine, and the king would have fallen, and I could have saved some time. But there are times when, like, I don't know. Just like, I'm trying to explain why I didn't just lead the queen and then stop to think. I'm just not used to doing that. Here, the opponents are in 2-no trump. They seem to think they have stoppers in every suit, which they probably do. But my obvious best chance for beating this looks like spades, since well, West doesn't have 4 spades, but I guess East might. The problem with this is that I don't have much outside of spades, and in particular, I don't have much in clubs, so I'm not likely to get in as they're like setting up their tricks. Maybe diamonds are important to them, and I get a diamond. So there is some argument that we should instead be leading the suit that partner might be able to win some tricks in, because my hand isn't good enough that my long spades will be worth anything. So I could try leading a diamond. I'm not sure which of those is best. The spade feels like by far the most natural, and I have this honor sequence, which is always compelling as well. But I don't know. There's also this like advice against minor suit raise auctions, which is that the opponents are usually trying pretty hard to make sure they have the major suits stopped. They try to ensure that in the auction, because a major suit lead is natural when the opponents have both said they don't love a major, right? Whereas they kind of count on the other minor kind of gets neglected. It's like, well, it's usually not a problem. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna try a diamond lead. I don't think Gib will do that. He'll try a spade. He'll certainly be happier with the result than I will be, though. Partner has at least 4 hearts, for what that's worth. It's very clear we're not beating this. I don't think a spade was beating it either. Okay, I will cover this in case partner has 10/4, but he doesn't. I don't know, maybe he would do that with 10/8/4 just to like mess with us? Probably not. Okay, so my diamond lead gave up a diamond trick. So that's bad also. Okay, a spade, I mean, would have been pretty dang good, huh? Not enough. Declare still has 4, 6, 8. He just squeaks by with 9 tricks on a spade lead. And he's scared the whole time. Yeah, my diamond lead gave up a trick, so it's actually the worst lead. Because not only did it not attack spades, but it threw away a diamond trick. Declare only made 4, not 5, I guess because he was afraid to take the Heart Finesse? But why? Isn't it perfectly safe? I guess he didn't know yet for sure that the Diamond Finesse was working, maybe? I don't know. It seems weird. Yeah, I guess it's his highest priority to set up diamonds. But that one's dangerous. If it loses to North, you might get a spade through the king. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not sure what the right lead was, but I think a diamond was reasonable at least. A stronger player might tell me why it's obviously wrong, but for a player at my caliber, it seems fine. It's not something I grossly regret. Here we have 2 5-card majors to lead. I'll choose the one that has better cards in it. And the 4 is clearly much better than the 3, haha. Of course, the king is much better than the jack. That's the actual point that matters. I don't like that very much. Declare has ace, queen, jack, 7 of hearts, huh? Partner's dealt 3-2. What an amazing holding. Well, we don't need this 5th heart, and we don't need the 5th spade either. Partner's disrespecting me by not even returning my hearts. It's very rude. I don't need the 3rd heart either because Declare's ace, queen, jack are... I'm only going to win 1 trick, the king, anyway. And I might as well just exit to Declare and make him lead whatever it is he wants to lead. I don't know. Okay, well, you know, this could have gone better. A spade lead would have been much better, in fact. I think a spade lead beats it. Oh yeah. The heart is just awful. We dropped an over trick as well at some point. Man, I don't know. It's like it worked out badly, but I still think a heart is the standout lead. Yeah. I expect Gib will do the same thing, and that's a push, or maybe we lose 1 imp because of that over trick we somehow dropped. This is actually a 12-point hand I might consider not bidding with. Gib wants me to redouble here to show I have exactly 3 hearts. I don't like that convention, but Gib plays it, so whatever. I think it has some merits, but people are way too religious about it. And whether or not you have exactly 3 hearts is not the only important feature of your entire hand. And you might not get a chance to show the other features if you just redouble and then the opponents bid a lot or something. I clearly don't have enough to bid again here. I've shown partner pretty much everything about my hand that matters. In this case, having 3 hearts really is the only important feature of my entire hand. So the system's great. It's been a very spirited auction, huh? Let me just review what's going on here. I don't imagine I should double or anything, but the opponents have given me a lot of information. Partner clearly has at least 5 hearts, but not a particularly good hand, so call it like 6 to 9, 10, I assume is what Gib will say. 6 to 12, interesting. East. Does West's 1 spade show any values? I suppose it probably does, right? Not a lot. No, Gib says it doesn't show anything. East's double and then 3 diamonds should therefore be a bit of a monster, right? Like 17 or more points or something? Obviously not the double. Oh, 20 or more. Okay. So West is just like showing a little something here. And West has at least 4 suits, 4 cards in each major. I guess only 4 in spades, because East has shown 3 here and West still doesn't want to bid them. He thinks it's showing 4, but I don't really believe that. I think East has 3. I think West's shape is 4-4-2-3. And East seems to have something like 3, 3, 5, 2? No, wait. That's way too many hearts because we have 8 between us. This 3 hearts must not be showing hearts. Okay. Got it. I forgot we had bid hearts. Okay. So West has 4 spades, but he doesn't like diamonds. Actually, maybe 3 hearts is kind of a diamond raise. Yeah, it is. Kind of like a raise for diamonds that still keeps 3 no trump in the picture. Okay, so West has 4 spades and some diamonds. And maybe a Heartstopper? He's got a pretty weak hand, so you wouldn't necessarily expect that of him. I don't know. And East has like 6 diamonds, 3 spades, and something. Okay. Well, West's 4 spades are like 4 small or maybe Jack fourth. What is this? This is a 19-point dummy. I have 12. It's 21. No, 31. Parker has like at least 6. So Declare has like at most 3 points, right? And he's claimed to have a Heartstop, which I suppose is the king. Maybe like Queen 10. No, because he can't even have 3. So he must have like King X of hearts. Which means he probably doesn't have anything in clubs and we can work on those. But let's just double check that. How many tricks does Declare have? Well, a club. 2 spades is 3. 5 diamonds is 8. And a heart is 9. So if we give him enough time, he will make 9 tricks. The good news is we do have 2 stoppers in those suits. A heart and a diamond. Which I... Hopefully we only need one of those stoppers, right? To set up clubs? Or to cash clubs? A thing that's bothering me is I don't know how many clubs everyone else at the table has. Do I have more than partner or fewer? We only need 3 club tricks, right? Because we have a diamond and a heart. So even if partner has 3 and Declare has 5, it's still our best plan of attack. And he might, although I expect he would have bid clubs instead of spades with 5 clubs, so probably partner has at least 4. Probably exactly 4, because if we had 5, he might have preferred to bid those instead of hearts. So Declare has like 3 spades, 2 hearts, 4 clubs, and 4 diamonds? That doesn't seem right. He might have 5 spades. No, they'd be in spades, wouldn't they? I don't know. There's no point jumping on this. I might as well duck, see what happens. Okay, Declare had 3 diamonds. Partner's pitched spades twice. I still think it is very much correct to continue clubs, but it's important to stop here. This is an expensive decision to be wrong about. If we had just attacked hearts, I think that would be game over. Declare would, assuming he has a Heartstopper. Right, here's the thing. If Declare ever wins another trick, we're dead? Well, no. If the trick he wins is a spade, then he's only got 5 more tricks in dummy, and that's 8. So in perhaps some world, we could consider leading a spade here. Maybe Parker has the jack, forces the ace, then our queen 10 forces the king, and we get a spade. But that's only one trick. We still have to find a trick. We have to find multiple tricks somewhere else. And if we waste time working on spades, I'm fairly sure Declare can knock out a heart. So I think leading a spade is kind of equivalent to leading a heart here, and neither one of them seems good. I'm just going to work on clubs. Okay, good. So we got him. We could maybe have taken more tricks if partner has 5 clubs and I had led the king and then the 10 and instead of low. Now the suit is blocked in that situation, but as predicted, partner did not have 5 clubs. He had only 3. I'll see if maybe somehow partner has the king of hearts, but there's no way. Declarer would not have pitched down to the stiff jack if he didn't have the king in hand. If he had queen X, he would have kept jack third. Anyway, I give up. This hand is strong enough to bid if East passed, but I don't have anything very... I would have been like, ugh, do I have to bid? I don't have anything worth saying at the 2 levels, so I'll just see if partner insists. Wow! That is a hand. What a weird system. Okay. Well, I'll bid 3 clubs. You want me to bid something? I'm bidding clubs. I could bid again. My hand is like fairly okay for the context, right? I haven't shown anything. But like my 3 baby hearts are pretty scary. Well, no, because I know partner's short. I'll try pushing to 4 clubs. They should probably double this. Oh my god. I should have read what the bid says. Gib thinks this shows values. Like, why won't you just let me compete? If I wanted to invite, I could have bid 4 clubs immediately. Okay, maybe he has no hearts, and he thinks this is super cool. 1 heart. Well, this is not a 0% contract. It might make. Doesn't seem very good, but it's not 0%. We're losing a diamond and a heart for sure. We need to pick up the clubs for no losers, which means finding East with king X. Or I could play the ace and play West for stiff king. Well, or East or West for stiff king, for that matter. But there are only 2 stiff king layouts. Either East has it or West has it. Whereas the number of king X layouts where East has the king are, there are 3. There's 3 small cards he could have with the king. Furthermore, each of those king X layouts is more likely, because a 2-2 split is more likely than a 3-1 split. Than a specific 3-1 split. Right? Either opponent having exactly 1 club is twice as likely, but we already counted that when we said there are 2 stiff king layouts. So it's much more likely that East has king X than that I can drop the stiff king. That matters because I do have to choose whether to lead the queen or lead low. Other argument in favor of that plan is that if I find stiff king, I still have to somehow manage 2 heart ruffs, which is going to be a bit awkward if I start by playing a club to the king. In fact, I think it's like almost impossible to get that many heart ruffs. I don't know. Maybe I can use diamond entries. I'm going to play the king here. I can't afford to lose 2 diamonds, so... Here we go. Ooh. Well, we didn't find him with king X, that's for sure. Well, Dummy's clubs are all like waste paper now. Let's try to turn them into ruffs. We're clearly not making this contract. East has almost certainly 2 trump tricks. The only question is like, yeah, certainly 2 trump tricks, because if I ruff with the clubs, he's not even unplayable. So I know their shapes pretty well now, right? East has at least 5 hearts, perhaps 6. Exactly 4 clubs and exactly 2 diamonds. So if he had 5 hearts, he would have only 2 spades. Is that right? Yeah, and if he had 6 hearts, he would have 1 spade. I'm a little surprised he didn't pitch a spade here, because wouldn't that let him start roughing spades earlier? But the point that I'm now coming around to is that because we know East has at most 2 spades, there's no way we can like take a spade finesse and win 3 spades, right? We can only win 2 because East has at most 2 and he's going to be roughing them soon. So the spade finesse is kind of hopeless. Even if West has the queen, we don't gain anything by it. But what I'm surprised by is why didn't East pitch a spade? It just seems like an obvious improvement. If he had the small, like the stiff 5, I think he'd be thrilled to pitch. Maybe he has queen 5 and like was afraid? I don't want to give him another chance by leading a diamond here. Do I? No. I go with this. Hello? Yeah, queen X. He thought it might have been useful. Wrong, bucko. This is sort of interesting, actually. Isn't it? Like, how do I minimize my losses here? I can lead a diamond and rough it, that's fine, I guess. Then lead a spade and rough it, or heart rather, and rough it. East will over rough. But then what does he play? I'm starting to lose track of how many trumps everybody's got in that hypothetical. I know right now East has 3 trumps. That's very easy. But suppose I lead a diamond. If East pitches on that, I think I'm perfectly happy. I just rough a heart. And I'll end up taking 1, 2, 3 more tricks for down 2. Suppose I lead a diamond and he roughs. Well, hang on. East is absolutely certainly taking at least 2 tricks here, right? Yeah, I think that's true. He has king 10-9 of clubs, which is kind of like a vulnerable holding. If I could somehow make him rough with the 9 and then lead a club, dummy would get the jack, and then I would get the ace, and he would be out. But I can't really do that because he could lead something else instead. So if he has at least 2 tricks, then any line that gives him only 2 tricks is optimal. So leading a diamond, we found that if he roughs, he gets only 2 tricks. Is that right? Rough over rough. Rough a heart. Spade, which he roughs. He has only 1 trump, so my 6 and 4 are worth another yes. So what if I lead a diamond and he pitches a heart? I rough it. I rough again. That's also holding him to only 2 tricks. Okay, so this is definitely... There is no better play than this. And now he has only clubs, but it doesn't really matter. You know, this idea of him roughing with the 9 and having to lead a club is fine, but he has enough... Dummy having roughed is no longer a threat to take away his king 10. I don't want to click on myself. Alright, those last couple hands were much slower than the first 6, which is fine. The first 6 just felt kind of like, not much was happening. Come on. Win by 28? Are you kidding me? Well, we'll just do the boards in order, I guess. Here, why did we... this was a push. Same thing happened at the other table. Yeah, Gib also led a club, I assume. Seems very natural. No, he led an ace of spades, which seems awful. but doesn't make a difference in the end. Actually, it's not awful. You have so many spades, partner might have a singleton. Sure. Doesn't seem crazy. Seems a little risky, but maybe it's right. Here, Gibbs stayed short of game. He overcalled in diamonds, which I did discuss. I don't think I really want to emphasize the diamonds. And the problem is that it means partner's one spade no longer shows as much strength as it did at my table. So Gibb was a little less excited. Whereas when my partner overcalled one spade opposite a silent partner, it was a lot more exciting to me. And it gave me room to give us room to probe for game also. 3 spades just seems a little weird. Like, what was the point of that? Why not bid 2 hearts? Give partner a little room to ask about game himself. So I don't think like my auction was way better than Gibbs, but it happened to be an auction that worked better on the layout. Here we won 5 imps for playing in clubs instead of hearts. Yeah. I mean, neither contract is good. And 2 hearts is a bid that is totally reasonable, I think. I would have bid 2 hearts if like my queen of clubs were a small club, for example. And it's fine to bid here. I just think 2 clubs keeps your options a little more open. And it happened to work out this hand. Here, we both played 3 diamonds, making 3. I assume on the same auction, although perhaps not the same play. I wonder if Gibb put up the ace of hearts at trick 2 or not. No, he did the same thing. Didn't overtake the heart, but it doesn't really matter. He just crosses to a club and does the same thing. Okay. I mean, like, again, you could bid 2 spades here, but I think it's an overbid. It just happens to be quite lucky that 4 spades makes. Partner's hand is very, very suitable. Here, 3-no trump made 4 at both tables. Gibb also tried the diamond lead. Well, that's nice to know. I mean, I don't know. Gibb is not exactly an opening lead master, but he's a kind of reasonable player in many situations. And I assume he did the simulations that I was kind of imagining to say, actually, spades very often works out to us not having enough entries. Let's try diamonds. Cool. 3-no trump, we took 1 fewer... Oh, yeah, on defense, we took 1 fewer trick. Gibb also led a heart here. He led the 6. Okay, I can never quite remember if Gibb subscribes to the rule. Well, not rule, right? It's not a rule of bridge, it's a convention. One of the earliest, I think. Well, was it? I don't know. At any rate, one of the conventions that beginners learn soonest about card play in the modern era is regarding which card you should lead in a suit when you don't have an honor sequence. And the mnemonic is 4th best from your longest and strongest. So like, if you don't know what to lead, you look at your suits, find which one's the longest, then among those, choose the one that's the strongest, and then lead your 4th highest card in that suit. 4th highest seems a little bit arbitrary. There's a good reason. First of all, you shouldn't just lead an arbitrary card, because then partner can't tell anything about what you have. You have this chance, you have several spot cards, which like are more or less indistinguishable in terms of whether they're going to win a trick, they're not. And so you should choose from them in a way that helps partner understand what you're doing, or what you have. We say 4th best because you're guaranteed to have at least one suit of at least 4 cards. So like you should have a 4th best card in the suit. And if you lead the 4th best card, you're kind of saying to partner, 3 of the cards higher than this are in my hand and the rest are elsewhere. So let's Let's look at this from Gibbs' point of view and suppose that he knows this is a fourth best card. How many cards are higher than a 6? The funny thing is I can't even answer that question because I usually skip this step. How many cards are higher than a 6? Well, you got 7 through 10, that's 4, right? And then you got ace through jack, that's 4 more, so there are 8. 3 of them are in partner's hand, which means there are 5 in other hands. One of them's in dummy, so Declare has 4 hearts higher than the 6. Partner knows that Declare has at most 4 hearts because he opened a diamond, therefore exactly 4 hearts. Furthermore, they're all higher than the 6. He doesn't have like ace, queen, jack, 5. That's in, well, okay, 5's in dummy. He doesn't have ace, queen, jack, 4. And you can also further, well, no. You could try to make some more, like, narrowing things down. Like, for example, if South had queen, jack, 9, 6, he probably would have led the queen. So Declare has one of the queen, jack, 9, which is not a huge surprise. But there are hands where that information about it being fourth best really helps you figure out exactly what Declare has. And so the rule of thumb, rather than saying how many cards are higher than the 6 again, and then subtract 3 from that number, okay, we just subtract the number led from 11, and that works out to be the same. There are 5 cards higher than the 6 that aren't in partner's hand. And we see 1 here, so Declare has 4. So anyway, I'll try to remember that Gib actually does lead fourth best, unless that was just random choice, and maybe use that to guide my decisions. I'm actually quite surprised they didn't beat 3-0 on this one. It seemed pretty obvious. The auction was the same. I guess Gib doesn't really pay as much attention to the auction in some ways. Maybe he tried king of clubs, low club, which actually wouldn't have worked. That would be fine. He won a diamond immediately, which, like, whatever, I guess. It seems very clear to continue clubs, but he didn't do that. Maybe he doesn't believe West's 3-no trump, I guess. That's reasonable. It might be a 3-no trump bid somewhat under duress by a very weak hand. But, like, partner-led clubs, I don't know. Also, if partner had led hearts, that also would have beat the contract, right? Ooh. That's interesting. Why is a heart necessary? Why doesn't the club work? What did Declare miss? He has to play the hearts sooner, maybe? Oh, this is very weird. Look at that. By leading the 5, we allow it to make. But then, when Declare plays the 9 from hand, he goes down. Oh yeah. Because we got 3 clubs that way. Just like, what an insane play. What were you thinking? He just thought it didn't matter, but it totally does. A human would not do this. The 9 looks like a very important card. Yeah. I don't know. I guess maybe it could be a false card for some reason, but I don't think that would be a very convincing false card. The defenders would continue leading clubs anyway. Yeah, what? I don't know. Gib, I guess, just didn't include this hand in his simulations when he was trying to think of what cards matter. And he was like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'll just throw away the 9. I'll choose randomly among all my clubs because none of them matter. But on this layout, it does matter. And now you have to follow up with a low club. I think it's sort of nice to duck the diamond. It can't really hurt. But you're planning almost certainly to continue clubs anyway, so you could win the first one if you want. Here, they sold out to 3 hearts, which made, and so that's actually worse. I made 4. That's worse than going down 2 in clubs. If they had doubled clubs, as I sort of said they probably should have, I don't know. Did I say that? That was a different hand, wasn't it? It was a different hand. What hand did I say they should have doubled me in? Maybe it wasn't even today. I don't know. Yeah, so even though it felt like kind of a bad result, it turns out to be better than what would have happened if we had passed 3 hearts. Okay, cool. Well, I guess that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.